I've lost whose comment this was. Someone said their husband says that they're obsessed because they're always on this.
Yay! That's what we like. I think we need to
Sorry
do a
to your
good morning
hubby.
Song, Mark.
Sorry?
Good morning song.
I don't do it, you do it.
Good morning, good morning.
I just play the scissors.
It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Call out some names, Mark.
I just cut my finger off. Amanda Language.
Good morning.
Leo Vibefeeler.
It's great to
Cheryl
stay up
Newby.
late. Good morning.
Linda
Good morning
Fissett.
to you and
Salsa
you and
Trish.
you and you and you.
Gary C. Cooper. Sharon Smallwood. Ali C.
See, Leo loves that song when I sing it. Oh,
Sorry, it's
what's
me.
going on? Oh.
It's there, but Claire Zeta Rose Passmore. Shoshana.
Bex Barrett.
Sarah Crossley.
Stuart G.
Isadora Rodriguez is doing the wave.
Isadora Rodriguez.
That's a great
what
name.
What a great
That's
name.
a movie star's name.
But isn't it? That's a movie
This is a movie
star.
by Luc Besson starring
Isadora.
Isadora. What was the surname?
Well, we have to go back. We can't do that. We've already bloody forgotten it.
Isadora Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is starring.
Luc
Besson. Find a male name there that we can.
Starring
Isadora
Rodriguez.
and Stuart G.
I'm looking for another man.
Stuart G.
Stuart G is good. And Barney C. No, Barney C. Barney,
Sorry,
it's
Barney.
It's not Hollywood,
that's not
is
a
it?
movie star's
It's not,
name. I said I love that name, but it's not a Hollywood name.
It's not a Hollywood name.
Stuart G is quite.
Stuart G is.
Stuart G.
Yeah,
It's quite American.
Stuart G's a TV host. Brought to you with Stuart G. And you come down the
God
stairs.
almighty,
Sorry,
Mark.
I shocked myself.
I've got a hangover.
I'm so shocked. I shocked myself. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. It was the excitement of Stuart G's name.
Showing off.
I genuinely wasn't. My volume went up.
Do you like his T-shirt? Tell them about where this comes from, because this is a very independent business.
This comes from a chap whose business is called Conquer Clothing, as in conquer the world. And he couldn't be anything further from wanting to conquer the world. He's a sustainable, independent stallholder at
proper
Spitalfields
conscious,
Market.
like
yeah.
he's this
And
everything is
they're
the
lovely.
loveliest quality.
He's inspired by sort of artists who themselves are inspired by mental health issues. It's kind of loosely.
Don't you think that's
it's
amazing?
not William Burroughs, but it kind of looks like William Burroughs.
I've bought lots of stuff from there. I've bought Lisa's fella. I've bought him a couple of tops.
Yeah.
I bought Nanny Dye's. I've bought nearly everyone because I love his ethos, the guy,
Yeah.
and he's just a one-man band. So
Yeah. Check him out on Instagram. Conquer Instagram.
yeah.
Mandy Dennis, we will sing you happy birthday to your mum, Pauline, 74. I'm going to keep a list of happy birthdays. Should we do them at the
to
end?
you. I'll just do Pauline now.
Oh, okay, all right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pauline.
Pauline.
Happy birthday.
Come on, go for a melody.
To you. Was that a melody? I think a melody is when two people sing a different
I don't know what the fuck a melody
in a
is.
different way.
All I know is it's an M word and
I wonder
it's
if Lee's there. Lee, what is a
vaguely
melody?
related to
Lee
music.
will know
Hi,
what a melody
Skyleys.
is.
How are you, more to the point? I hope you're well. April Hill, hi, Jens. Brittany runs a marathon, loved it. Susie Bungma. You recommended it in the vlog.
So are you going to start doing a couch to 5K?
What can I say? You talk a lot about it in
I'm
the vlog.
starting again today.
Yeah, it's a bit boring though.
It was boring.
We listened to it. It was funny.
So
In a later
boring.
vlog, you see us vlogging ourselves, listening to ourselves in the vlog. And it's painstaking. You say week, 1 week.
I was like, Mark was
You
editing
suddenly
it.
lost all interest. I thought, is this woman fundamentally quite boring?
I had that fear
Did you?
myself.
Yeah, no, I had it.
You haven't put me in talking about it that much, have you?
No, I did. I trimmed you down a bit. I don't think you guys will have felt the boringness of it because I think everyone's been really.
we
No,
did.
in fact, I know they don't because they've all been really moved.
Why what?
But not moved. They've been really inspired
What?
by your attempt to couch to 5K. What they don't know is that coming up in the vlog is obviously foot injuries.
Broken toe. So I get to 5 weeks and I break my toe, and so now, but today I'm starting again, which actually, when you think about it, is really nice because what you guys can do is start again with me. Now I don't have to go. I think I have to go back to week 1.
I think you do.
Do you?
I just want to share something. Lee Piatt, hello Lee. your definition, Lee's just supplied us with the definition of a melody. And I think it's an entirely apt description of what we just did.
What is it? Oh, God.
Melody.
I can't
A
bear.
melody.
I don't know if I can hear this.
Think of us. Think of how we were. A melody is like notes that complement each other, so chords and notes that go together nicely. So
I've got to swap him with you, Lee. You'll be able to do notes that go nicely with me.
well, he
can't do notes.
Lee can do notes that go nicely, but with you, I don't know. That's not very nice.
But, darling, you can't do notes
Don't
nicely.
sit there claiming you occupy this higher ground. Just because you're
I
louder.
can do notes, though. You can't do notes at all.
I can do notes. Did you hear that? Hang on, let's rewatch that. I can do notes.
I can do that. I don't know what happened to you, because when I first met you,
Well, neither do I.
you can sing.
Yeah, because every time I open my mouth, before a first note comes out, you go, oh.
That's what you do to me.
That's what we do.
Yeah. We should do a podcast on that. We should do a podcast on that. Why
That's-
won't partners let other partners sing?
I've noticed that's what you say in arguments now. We should do a podcast about that. It's like in the middle of a row, you intercept what I've got a really good point.
Yeah,
You go, oh, we
because-
should do a
because
podcast.
in the
No, don't
podca-
say it. Hold it for the podcast.
Because you have to shut up and listen to me in a podcast. That's why. Lee's got a new podcast out.
Oh,
He
has
just sent me a link to his new
fantastic.
podcast. So make sure you follow Lee Piatt on Instagram and on YouTube, my dear friend Lee. You're so funny, Lee. I love you and I love our friendship. I just had such a nice chat with him about everything.
Oh, yeah,
It was lovely.
And I heard some of it, and it was lovely by osmosis. It really was. If just to irritate people who hate it when YouTubers say hit the thumbs up icon, guys. The problem is, guys, if you tell me I irritate you because I do something, I'll just do more of it until you have to check into a mental institute.
Mark.
I will, because I've been in a mental institute.
All right, Mark. Calm down now. Calm down. Right,
So hit the thumbs up, guys.
I do couch to kitchen pretty well, says Marcia Toms. Hello from Perth. Hello, Ian. Hello, Lady Carmen. After lockdown, Nadia's...
Sorry.
Well, this is what happens. I'm talking
No.
to you and then Mark
It
flicks them.
flicks up. It, not me. It flicks up.
Charlotte Roberts, I got 2 of Dina's art boxes for my birthday today. Can I please have a song? Happy birthday, Charlotte. Yes, we will sing to you. We're going to do the birthdays at the end. Oh, well, enjoy the art box and post the pictures and tag me in on Instagram.
Charlotte Roberts, happy birthday. I've got several names here from during the week, people who joined as members and guests, family guests. Of course, episode 58 of the No Name Sunday show lands tomorrow. I'm already halfway through editing it, and it's another corker. It always is a corker. Our endeavour with that show is always to make each show very individual and better than the last. And so at the end, we may all explode, because that'll be the only place we'll be left to go. It looks like William Burroughs, the author, who was a heroin addict, but lived a long time because, as he himself said, he bought the best heroin. But it's not him who wrote The Naked Lunch. But I'm sure it's inspired by him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so April the 1st, Nadia. April the 1st.
April the 1st.
April
is
the
when
1st.
pubs are going to open.
That's the front of the Sun. That's the headline
Is
of
it?
the Sun today. April the 1st.
Like, all we want is the pubs to open.
Yeah, on
Oh
the
my-
same day, April the 1st, on the same day that Sky News reports about us having an epidemic of addiction crisis. That's no connection, I don't think, at all there. I don't think there's any connection. But to be fair, there's a balancing act to be found here. If you can drink, April the 1st is really exciting, isn't it? Because it means you can actually
Thank you,
drink in
Dennis.
a
I'll
pub
tell Dina
garden,
that.
in a pub garden, and you can, it's al fresco, we're going to have an al fresco spring. Are you excited about that?
Well, yeah, I am, but it's not. I'm not thinking, oh, I can go and have a drink. I want to be
am.
able to sit. I want to be able to see
Friends.
friends. I want us to be able to go out as a family and just go for a walk and then
God, I know.
sit somewhere and have a cup of coffee and a piece of cake. That's what I'm wanting. It's not about. I mean, I've got a load of booze over there. I can have a drink. It's
But the
not-
sad reality of the fact is, as soon as we can all get out, the last people we're all going to want to hang out with is each other.
That's not true.
Well, I think it
That's
is.
not true of me with you. Actually, it's really not.
I think it
I want
is.
to go out somewhere with you and with the family. That is what.
Do
I
you?
want. Yeah.
I want to run for the hills.
I really do.
I'm joking. Of course I do. Yeah, no, I. To be honest with you, the absolute desire. I said in the vlog, was it last night's vlog? Zoe Agnew reminded me of it. I said, I want to sit in a theatre with a fucking annoying bastard in front of me who's so tall I can't see the play. I want that luxury. I want to be able to sit in a theatre and not be able to see the stage.
We're going to the theatre on Sunday, aren't we, for Valentine's?
Yeah.
Tell them.
No, you tell them.
We are. We're going to the theatre. We're so excited.
Oh, don't say that. April Fools. Now, could it be an April Fool's?
Oh
That
no,
April the 1st is
we're
gonna-
so traumatised by everything. We're never
We
going
don't
to believe
trust anything, do we? Do you think? Okay, here's a question, guys. Yes,
on.
yes or no question. Yes or no? Are we going to be more? Are we going to be more? What's the word I'm looking for? When you're sort of when you've got a mania and you're sort of on tenterhooks all the time. Are we going to be more paranoid? That's it. Are we going to be more paranoid after we come out of lockdown than we ever were before? Because I overheard you saying to Lee about what it's going to be like if someone at work just gets a sniffle now. You're going to be like, get away from
no,
me.
it was
so
Lee.
True.
It was so funny. He was going, you know, before when you go, oh, don't give it to me.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be,
Literally,
fuck off.
don't kill
You've
my
got a
family.
cold. What are you doing coming into work?
Yeah. I mean, it's
That
going to give
is
new
so
meaning to the
true.
word taking a sickie,
I
isn't
just
it?
want to ask Phil Chapman, what's that? Nadia, have you watched Judy Loves on Unforgivable? What's Unforgivable? You're the loosest loose woman.
Don't know what that
What's
means.
Unforgivable? Is that a show? Don't know. Faith is saying, what can she binge watch next on Netflix?
Call My Agent, we're watching at the moment. It's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. Can we watch one tonight?
I'm in the middle of watching, actually, I'm going to review it just solo. I'm in the middle of watching a new Tom Hanks movie called News of the World. And it stars the girl from System Crasher, which was that German film as well.
Yeah.
So it's
Is
a
it
two-hander
good?
between Tom Hanks. It's a kind of Western, but it's not a Western in the sense of,
Yeah.
you know, cowboys and Indians.
I used
But
to love Westerns.
it's about Tom Hanks looking after this girl who he's found, who's been abandoned, and she's the girl. I don't know, there's something about it. It's quite indulgent. There's a different way of viewing films on Netflix, isn't there? There's some films that I kind of almost treat like a book. So I've got halfway through it and I thought, oh yeah, I'll park that there. I'm quite enjoying that.
Can we give a happy birthday to Emily, Anne Bennett's daughter?
I can't see it.
Just write it down. Emily, Anne Bennett's daughter, birthday. We'll do the birthday songs at the end. Laura S says they shouldn't give dates out, and if pubs do open, it should just be meals, not drunkards, all huddled up, rowdy, and not following the rules. Drunkards. I never hear that word anymore. Drunkards huddled up. Yeah, I just think, I don't know. I suppose we have to accept that for a lot of people, a pub is a place of company and all sorts of an escape.
I want.
So-
I mean, even though I'm a recovering addict, I'm alcoholic, and I say it all the fucking time, and I'm sick of myself saying it, but I have to qualify it. I'm really looking forward to taking, and I have wanted to. Maddie said to me the other day, she said she's been 18 for however long now.
Yeah.
She hasn't been able to go to a pub, and I've always said to her, I want to buy you a pint, your first pint.
Does she have to
I
have
want to
a
buy you a
pint?
pint.
She doesn't want
She
a
wants
pint.
She said she wants a pint.
Oh.
She wants me to
That
buy her a
daughter of
pint.
mine wants
she
a
wants me to
pint.
buy her a pint, and I quite liked it in the Nellie Dean, which is where I had many, some good times and bad times. But it's in the heart of Soho. And do you know what I mean? So you're right. I think it's really important to recognise pubs aren't just a place to get completely rat-arsed.
For a lot of people, it's company.
Yeah,
it
of
really
course
is. I'm thinking of somebody actually that I know that since they lost their partner, they went every night to the pub to have dinner, every single night, because she'd had 25 years of being married and having dinner with somebody, and then she didn't.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's very hard to be cut out.
There's a huge...
Somebody just... Oh, I'm sorry I lost your
There's
name.
a huge
because-
microculture around pubs. I mean, when I
Yeah.
used to drink in Soho, it wasn't just being me
No.
being the regular, but when you used to go to pubs, there was a real kind of camaraderie. You'd see other people from other
Yeah.
post-production houses, other editors, you'd all hang out,
Yeah.
you'd all chill, you know, it's nice.
Yeah, and for a lot of lonely people that live on there, they go into the pub and they've got the warmth and the... Look, I just want to read that. Laura Dion, she says, I'm a waitress and it is a nightmare dealing with people that are drunk.
Oh,
And
I'm
you hear-
sure.
Anyway, it is. But in
I'm
this
sure.
situation where you've got to put your mask on to get to the toilet, you've got to... Can you imagine how shit
The
they're
only
putting up
way
with?
to deal with some of them is to punch them.
Mark, you can't say...
No, I
he
think it's a-
doesn't mean that,
I
he's
think it's-
joking. You can't say
I
things
think it's
like
a
that.
considered approach.
Mark, can you just please correct? Because people will, everyone will start
Guys,
moaning
oh,
about
for
it.
God's sake. What,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you know what it's like. You can't have
this
off
isn't
the cuff.
for kids.
But you can't have off the cuff comments.
Okay, well, if
comments
anyone
like
goes
that.
out and
He's being
waitresses
stupid,
in a
he doesn't
pub and
mean
actually
it.
punches someone and then holds me responsible, I fully will take responsibility.
Yeah, but you
for
just,
that.
you know what I mean. World's crazy at the minute.
But what I do want to say is I'm really excited because, of course, you know, post-production in our industry, I forgot to tell you this week, finally got the clear go-ahead, the green light to finish my film. So I can go into town and do it, and it's going to be done, and it's going to be finished. So things, for me, I feel like things are getting better.
Oh, that's brilliant.
What? You didn't listen to a word I said?
I did. You put post-production going. Things are getting better for you. That's an important part of coming out of
Can I
lockdown.
go on?
Go on.
No, what were you going to do?
I'm
Which
just
one?
going to shout out for JG.
Oh, go for it.
Because JG says, please can I have a shout out? I always get missed. JG.
Look at the signs you've used, JG. So you've used
Warning.
keep out, warning, and recycle. and kiss.
But we've seen you, so welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose everybody's got their different things. For you, it's the post-production. For somebody else, it's the pub. For somebody, and I just think we have to just, just be respectful of what coming out of lockdown means. For some people, it's just getting back into the office. For kids, for some, not all, it's going to be getting back to school and seeing their mates.
It's getting out and filming. I mean, it's really exciting. They are filming a new series of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Are they, Ellie? Yay! Woohoo!
Joe Sweets, pubs as we knew them should never open again. Gastropubs of restaurants only. The habit has been broken. Let's keep it though. That's an interesting
That's a really
thought.
interesting
Yeah.
thought.
I know, Xander. I'm going to be in all sorts of trouble.
This could be a moment where we rethink and become more like the rest of Europe, where people don't just go out to get drunk. They go out to eat and socialise and... Yeah, maybe we could start having nuts and olives.
What I do think should and could happen as a result of this, and I do think it is important, is I actually do think, I mean, there are lots of benefits to office work, and there are lots of circumstances where office work is needed. But I think the tyranny of office work, I hope, will be questioned. It has been questioned in the creative industries more, because a lot of people in the creative arts, your office is on your computer. You're these incredible pieces of kit. I really hope that for numerous people for whom actually they have discovered that they have saved the equivalent of their mortgage payments by not getting trains in. If they can do their jobs.
They were desperate to come back into
But
the office.
it's not about not going into work. But for some people, what I'm saying is, for some people, I think we have to get a bit like homeschooling. Let's not try and say it has to be one way again. Let's try and say, actually, you know what? There are some things that we've discovered here that work better for some, not all, for some.
Yeah,
and so
be
I think,
more fluid about it.
I think some of the bigger companies, some of the tech companies, are giving flexi hours. They're sort of saying, look, you pick and choose your time. And I think that's a really nice attitude.
Between companies, aren't they, for good people? Everyone's trying to appeal to everybody wants good employees.
Yeah.
And so maybe they will. Maybe that will be something that just routinely becomes on offer, this way or that way.
80% of office workers want work from home to become permanent.
80%?
I mean, how
many people had they asked for that?
Well, I mean, there are massive numbers of there are all sorts of different polls and statistics and what have you. But I think there's a bigger desire for it because the work-life balance has shifted.
Yeah.
And I think in that shift, what we have to all be mindful of is, as we all, obviously we want to rush back to some kind of normality and is that we don't get sort of sideswiped by some of the things we've discovered that actually, oh, hang on, I've been put on this planet, yes, to work, yes, to cater for people, yes, to bring but also to live my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, I think if that's been opened, that concept, then I think it should be investigated a bit more.
Pamela Sharp says, even in our call centre with Sky, they've noticed less sickness and more productivity.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will continue. Gabrielle says she hates working from home. And Mel Hancock is a new member, so can we write her down to do a song later?
Absolutely.
If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because you can be told then when we are live.
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't have to miss out. What's Anne-Marie? You've been blocked. Why have you been blocked, Anne-Marie?
No,
what
they're
have
just
you
holding
said?
it in reserve.
Laying in bed because I put my back out, sorting through my daughter's stuff. She couldn't be bothered to before she went to uni. I'm having problems with that with teenagers at the minute.
Yeah. Oh, look, Holly. Is that immunologist Holly? Hey guys, been watching quietly for a few weeks, not feeling great. You've been keeping me going. Going to make some art for you today. I'll send you a picture of it on Instagram. Oh, Holly.
Holly, we hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we've missed you.
Yeah,
nice to know that you're there.
Um,
Holly, you were a big part
Yeah, you
of
were. Massive
our
part.
lockdown.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, Holly is studying to be an immunologist. So right at the beginning of lockdown last year, she was giving us lots of insight to the questions
Bye,
that we wanted
Henrietta.
answered. So nice to see you here,
Yeah, nice
Holly.
to see you, Holly. Nice to see you.
Olivia's birthday. Oh, we've got lots of birthdays. Happy birthday, Olivia, from Claire
Yeah,
Yard.
okay. Olivia who?
Just Olivia, it says.
HB. Sorry, guys, I've got very confused notes here. So if I'm looking like I'm really distracted, I am.
It's because he's confused. That's very unlike you to make
I've
unusual
got
notes.
numerous people who need a sing song from Thursday
But
and
you've
Friday.
put stars on them.
Yeah, I know.
So
and I'm
that's
trying to
all
work
right.
out whether these are birthdays or that's a birthday.
Mel was a birthday, wasn't it?
Charlotte was a birthday. Mel Hancock wasn't. I'll leave it there. Sorry, guys. So read the news.
just gonna get a
So the
coffee.
front of the Sun is saying that April the 1st or April the 1st is going to be the first day of thirsty drinking.
Such a Sun headline.
Isn't it? It's brilliant. Jabs for kids. That's the biggest headline
What?
today. Jabs for kids. There's going to be a first. They're rolling out tests on 6-year-olds.
Oh, no.
Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine to be tested on children as young as 6.
Why? When they're not affected by it.
The Oxford jab is one of 3 to have been approved for use in adults, but they're going to see if it can produce a strong immune. Well, I suppose what they're hoping for is that if they can inoculate children between 6 and now, I don't know how I feel about this.
So hang on, what's the thing?
So the story is researchers are going to use 300 volunteers to assess whether the Oxford AstraZeneca jab can produce a strong immune response in children aged between 6 and 17. Do we not feel, given that we know that it doesn't, I mean, I know it's about transmissibility, but should we not just paddle for a little bit of time to see how it runs within the grown-up population first,
Right, my immediate
before we test on children?
My
I don't know.
response, not knowing anything or
I know
having
kids
read
can be
anything
affected.
about this, my gut instinct is straight away to go, but hang on a minute, why would you vaccine a child against something that is not going to do anything more than give them a sniffle?
Yeah.
Until we know that what it does is stop transmission.
Exactly.
But they are saying that they think the Oxford AstraZeneca does stop transmission.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it can. I mean,
I wouldn't want the girls' vaccine now.
I mean, I think they are pushing for, I mean, and also this sort of sits alongside the story today of, Matt Hancock very much, they're all using the language now, and there are a lot of reports. I read another story today in the Times, by the end of the year, can COVID have been relegated, hopefully COVID will have been relegated to the position of a flu-like disease or virus that we just tolerate and deal with on an annual basis. Yes, there are more treatments coming through. There's the anti-arthritis, the arthritic treatment that came through yesterday has clearly proven to reduce deaths and reduce severe illness in hospitalizations.
Is that one of the ones we've been hearing a lot?
I don't know. The names are so long and complex, I couldn't strive to even pretend to know. But, it's one of many. There are quite a few kind of things around rheumatoid arthritis and arthritis. But I think the point being here that, I don't know if you remember us saying months and months ago, there's going to come a point where the government are going to have a very tricky conversation with us, the population, and say, this is what our safe level of tolerance is for deaths from this on an annual basis. There are already discussions happening at Imperial College with the government and SAGE about what is that sort of figure going to be? Are we going to be accepting of the idea that, under a normal seasonal COVID situation, we have 30,000 deaths a year? For example, a small example being, we've had virtually no deaths from flu this year because COVID has sort of sat in its place, but also because we've been in lockdown, there's been no ability for any other sort of flu-like illnesses to spread around. If I have any concerns, let me just finish and I'll shut up and make my coffee. If I have any concerns about this whole last year of us being in lockdown and us all being socially distanced, is that our own inherent immunities to other things, trifling things, will sort of mean that we might get worse colds and things like that. So there has to be a balancing act between not just being locked up and cosseted, but us rubbing up against some of this stuff. So, I think most of our natural immunity and our immune systems work on the premise that we're constantly sort of, made to brush up against all sorts of kind of germs and what have you. So I think, the government, I think Whitty, I think they're all going to have to, at some point, be transparent with us in such a way that they take the heat out of us seeing the fact that there's always going to be a number of people dying from COVID, essentially, from here on in. But what is that number? And I think that's the question mark. What is that number? What is it going to be? And once lockdown comes out, what's the balance going to be between those who suffer from the flu? Because, I think there's an acceptance in medical circles that you, in a bad year of the flu, you tolerate the idea that 50,000 people might die, which is, the worst case scenario, isn't it, for flu in recent years. So I think that kind of really sticky, tricky dialogue, we're going to have to, in quite a short space of time, I think, reevaluate our sense and our attitude and the heat around COVID deaths. And I heard a report, and I said this the other day on LBC, talking about, only when, someone was suggesting only when we get down to 1,000 to 2,000 new cases a day can we truly say that we have this virus under control. And I think it might have to be sooner than that. I think it's like trying to use a sieve to catch the rain. It's we have to get to a point of normality. But obviously at this stage, it's very hard to to guess what that is until we know how successful the vaccine's been. So I think, you know, this testing on children, Matt Hancock talking about, you know, we might be able to live with this like we live with the flu. This is all, I think what we're getting is that we're going to get a slow, graduated shift towards a tolerance and acceptance of a certain level of fatalities around this. So, yeah. So we need to shut the borders first and foremost to protect from variants. I mean, you know, it's funny, isn't it? Because variant news seemed to be the order of the day, didn't it? For a good sort of 10 to 20 days there. And now it seems to have just either... So there's one of two things there. Either the variants weren't as fucking troublesome and worrying as they were, and the news were amplifying it, or the variants were you know, are a troubling development, but not as troubling as we possibly have been made out to think they are, because the government needed us to double down on our behaviour.
I don't think they can tell lies like that.
Or if these variants are a cause for concern. I mean, someone, you know, when Matt Hancock said this is going to be like the flu, a number of other sagey type, scientisty people, this is in the Times, have said, but it's nothing like the flu. You know, I mean, it's really hard to draw, as soon as you draw that parallel between it and the flu, it's very hard to maintain the parallel, because we are in uncharted waters.
I think it was unwise of him.
Shut up now. Nadia was making.
I think it was unwise of him to say it will be like the flu, because there are still so many people saying, I don't understand why the world's been shut down for something that's basically the flu, because it's not the flu.
Yeah.
But I know what he was saying. He said we're going to get to the point where we're no more worried about it than we would be the flu.
Yeah. All to pin 41. It's tricky to even already think how we're going to sing. I've got. Sorry, you haven't had a shout out yet. So there you go. What do you think of everything else? I mean, I think the idea that we're going to have to fight. We're going to have to get to a point where we're less averse to the idea, or we're going to have to get used to the idea that people die and will regularly die from this on an annual basis. This is what everyone was saying at work
yesterday. But we have got. I mean, that's what we have done with the flu.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we accept.
So that's where we're going to.
Medically, we accept 50,000 as a bad.
That's where we're going to get.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But it's about.
I mean, I think yesterday was it that Israel released some data about now there's more people under 70 going into hospital with COVID than over 70.
Right.
So that's showing that you know the effect now of the vaccine, which is really good news.
Yeah.
So my lovelies, thank you so much. Now anybody that would like to go now, you're very welcome, and I would actually recommend that you do, because this is the point where we do the songs to welcome in the new family members. If you're new to the channel, we've got the main channel where we have all our usual stuff, and then we have our members area where we do extra content, and that's $1.99 a month. And anyone here that is a member will tell you, because they always do, that it's the best 50p a week they spend. So if you want to join, there's a little box underneath where you can hit the join button. And we've got about 55 No Name Sunday shows that you could watch.
58 after tomorrow.
There, and so you could binge watch over the whole weekend.
Just one final news story that's in the title that I just wanted to share before
sorry,
we rush
darling.
off. That's okay. One jab French.
I've forgotten.
The one jab French. Now, what they're suggesting in France is that if you've had the virus, you don't need 2 jabs.
No, yeah. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't need 2 jabs. So, I mean, that would, for example, mean that, you know, Maddie would only have 1 jab rather than needing the backup. It all seems a bit ad hoc if as Pfizer suggests it's critical that you do it, because I don't know if you saw one of the Pfizer scientists yesterday said, I wouldn't advise going beyond 6 weeks in terms of the gap. Oh, he wouldn't advise going beyond 6 at a maximum.
Because they don't have the data.
Yeah, 6, but that's Pfizer. That's the Pfizer scientist. But I think, you know, there is a needs must that's going on in many countries due to supply and demand. But I do worry that if you aren't sort of fastidious with the rules, we'll never be able to identify where it didn't work if it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, my brain can't actually take that in this.
All right, okay. Well, I'm going to make a coffee whilst Nadia starts.
I'm a bit hungover, to be honest.
Yeah. I think we should start.
I don't even know what you said.
I'm going to start.
I left the room.
All right. I'm going to start with the trickiest, and then I'm going to grab a coffee and let Nadia carry on.
I was like, what the hell is he talking?
So if you want to head off. Hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed our chat so far.
Yeah. So as I was saying, so the members area, you can just hit the join button underneath. And so when somebody joins the member, we do these little songs and they are terrible. And Lee Piatt knows this, my friend Lee, because he does know what a harmony is, but we are unable to do a harmony. And so they're a bit like, you know, Phoebe from Friends, that's the kind of vibe. So I would really recommend everybody leaves now. Oh, thank you, Random Nothingness. To hit the like button before you go would be really nice.
Laura S., what are your plans today? I find this such a funny question in lockdown for most people. What are your plans today? I don't know. I mean, our plans are to work, editing, doing a lot of editing and shooting for the channel.
Editing. I'm doing some vlog shooting today.
Yeah,
and clearing up
a
the house
walk.
because it's an absolute... Oh!
A walk.
And a walk! That's a great idea. Let's go for a walk.
Am I in an alternate universe?
Because that's all we ever do is go for a walk.
I'm pleased you're understanding some of the things
I
I'm
might
saying.
try and do a
Jesus.
couch to 5K.
Did you? Let me just
I
try it
can't
again.
believe this
Let's go for a
hangover.
walk. A walk!
I can't believe I've got a hangover. It's so unfair.
I can't believe you got a hangover. That's so weird.
One drink.
That is odd. And you did your Zoom call with a drink, as you have done in the past, in your wash basket.
I know, I was sat in the wash basket.
I went in there to sort of see if she wanted any food, and you were crouched like you were taking a shit in
I
your
was
wash basket.
in the wash basket. My friends were like, what are you sitting in? I went, why are you in the laundry? I said, because every other part of the house is being used. Nanny Di was sleeping upstairs. Kiki was in her bedroom and Mark was doing something in here. And I thought, wherever I go, they're going to hear me going, and I'm going to annoy them. So I locked myself in the laundry.
I was making a wooden butter print. All to pin for one.
Oh, hang on, stop.
To pin
You can't,
for
you've got to
one.
say with...
All to pin for one. All to pin for one. All to pin for one.
All to pin for one, all to pin for one. Welcome to the family guest area.
So there you go. We've got birthday, and I'm just going to grab a coffee.
Hang on. What's the birthday? Everything on the
More
right hand
say
side.
HBS.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Olivia. Happy birthday to you.
Well done. Was that Olivia you did?
Yep. Happy
Anne
birthday
Bennett's
to you.
daughter,
Anne
Emily.
Bennett's
No.
Emily. No, shush. I'm going to start that again. This is Anne Bennett's daughter, Emily. Happy birthday to you, Emily. Happy birthday to you, Emily. Happy birthday, dear Emily. Happy birthday to you. People asking if you're going to do another sober chat this weekend.
Sam JP. Well, I was cut off in my prime, wasn't I? For a very good reason.
Yeah.
I was halfway through the steps. So yes.
Yes. Charlotte Roberts. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlotte Roberts. Happy birthday to you. Sorry about the coffee machine all the way through your song.
And that's just oh, you've done all the birthdays. Charlotte Roberts, Emily, and Olivia. Everyone else is just a welcome. Welcome.
Welcome, Mel Hancock. Welcome, Mel Hancock. Welcome, Mel Hancock.
Sorry, your surname's the same as Matt Hancock's.
Welcome, J. Melissa Jackson. J. Melissa Jackson. J. Melissa Jackson. J. Melissa Jackson, welcome. Angie Andrews, Angie Andrews, Angie Andrews, Angie Andrews. Mark, do another lot. What? Do it higher. Angie Andrews, Angie Andrews. Welcome. Oh, it's so hell doing this with him with a hangover. Alison Fisher, Alison Fisher. Welcome, Alison Fisher. Oh, Alison Fisher. Oh, Alison Fisher. Welcome, Alison Fisher.
Petunia
Smithhurst. Petunia Smithhurst. You've lost 300 people, somebody said. Well, I'm surprised any of you are still here.
Claire Stanley.
Mark,
Claire
I
Stanley.
am begging of you. I've got a hangover and all you've done is shout in my head.
Okay, you do.
Go away. Claire Stanley, Claire Stanley, la da 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 da, Claire Stanley, Claire Stanley, Claire Stanley, welcome.
Catch.
No. Guys, thank you so much.
What?
No, I haven't.
You're so incomplete. J. Melissa Jackson.
I did that right at the beginning.
Sorry.
I did J. Melissa Jackson, didn't I? Oh, now you've made me doubt myself. Oh, Maudie May is new. Maudie May, Maudie May, Maudie, Maudie, Moody, Maudie, Maudie, Maudie May, May, May. Oh, Maudie May, welcome, Maudie May. Oh, Maudie May, welcome. Don't do it again. Cheryl Newby, Cheryl Newby, welcome. Cheryl Newby, Cheryl Newby, welcome. Sam JP says, Mark, how did you guess it was me? Is it because I'm a nag?
No, you just value your recovery. And
Yeah,
that's good.
exactly.
Sky Lee saying we've been shit with our night shifts. No, she didn't really. No, you didn't really say that. I'm saying that.
Mel Hancock, thanks, folks. It upsets me too.
Oh, sweetie.
Mel. Oh my God. I think you will have upset people at home today. The level that you have done this entire live. Is it on purpose because I've got a hangover?
No.
Oh, so sorry for him. He just comes with the house. I love you. He loves you. He loves you just a little bit. Oh, I do. I love him very much. Even though you need a shave.
I know.
Oh, outlandish creations. I love watching you guys. I need a boyfriend who's a mixture of both of you together. Oh, what a lovely thing to say. It's lovely.
Oh, sweetie.
Listen, outlandish creations. When all this is over, we shall share a pint with you in our mugs.
Yeah, we will drink from the furry mug.
Check out Outlandish Creations' brilliant,
brilliant
Instagram account. And please check out my friend Lee Piatt. He's so funny. It keeps me giggling.
And we will do a night shift before lockdown finishes, I promise you.
We are.
It's just, we're so flat out with everything else. It's
oh,
like right at the end of the
honestly,
evening.
honestly.
And sometimes because there's the worry that we're going to repeat the news that we've done earlier in the day.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason. But anyway, there's more vlogs coming. More vlogs. Lots of love, guys. Have a lovely Saturday.